Prime Minister Edi Rama today announced a government plan to increase the first business tax bracket, where the tax payment is 5% of turnover value from a maximum of 8 million to 10 million lek per annum. Foreign Minister Bushati, when asked about the French Prime Minister's statements against EU enlargement, said he understands the problems of the bloc, but negotiations should be opened to better coordinate with the EU. Tirana's Mayor Albanian Army headed to Dublin to present some of the strategic projects that has been realised in Tirana during his mandate. He gave the credit for this transformation to each and every citizen of the capital. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Friday the 27th of April 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Prime Minister Edi Rama has announced that within the next 2 months, the Albanian government will increase the range of the first tax bracket for business. Currently, the tax-free threshold sits at a turnover of 5 million lek, and the first tax bracket ranges from 5 to 8 million lek with a taxation rate of 5%. The government's proposal will see the range of the first tax bracket increase from 8 million to 10 million lek. This will result in a tax cut of 10 percentage points for those businesses with a turnover between 8 and 10 million lek, as they are currently taxed according to the second bracket's rate of 15%. The head of the government presented the change in a meeting with the Small Business Society, explaining that he believes this amendment will help to reduce informality. "We will fight informality in this way," said Edi Rama. The Small and Medium Business Association chairman, Albert Nasto, raised concerns about the level of government corruption as well as the current climate for doing business. "Corruption is gangrenous for the business industry," alerted Albert Nasto. Rama spoke sarcastically of the small business protests while debating the figures that they presented. Regarding the declaration on VAT inclusion, Minister of Finance and Economy Albanian Army said there will be no more than 6 boxes to be completed on the declaration form. "Small businesses will only fill out 6 boxes for VAT, explained Albanian Army. Overall, the proposals made by the government have been welcomed by small business. Albanian Foreign Minister Bushati, during a discussion with journalists in Brussels on the country's ambition to start membership talks, said that some are growing tired of Europeanization. In the terminology used, the Foreign Minister referred to all the steps in the field of law. There is also tiredness from Europeanization. The tiredness of Europeanization is linked to the further steps in the field of law from some member states. The process will be extremely long and consequently the strategic framework for EU membership talks is important, said Bushati. But was Albania worried by French President Emmanuel Macron's statement that the European Parliament did not want further EU enlargement before the bloc has made the reforms? From Macron's statements, we have not understood that they necessarily are excluding Western Balkan membership from the EU. We understand the problems of the bloc, but the negotiations should be open to better coordinate with the EU, said Bushati. Rama expressed in Berlin that the deprivation of Albania to become a member of the European Union could feed Islamic radicalization in the country. Asked about the threat from Islamic jihadists in the Balkans, Bushati said that his country's experience was quite unique and that he also received such an assessment from the EU and the US. Bushati emphasised that judicial reform is being implemented at an early stage of Albania's membership process, even before the start of membership talks. Tirana's Mayor Albanian Army was in Dublin, Ireland, where, during meetings with officials and architects, he presented the city's projects which will be realised during his mandate. The municipality of Tirana declared that such projects as Skanderberg Square, the new bazaar and new boulevard attracted the interest of Irish architects. The most important project for Tirana that will require intensive work is that which will be done to revive the pyramid. "I do not believe there is any other city that has changed as much as Tirana in the last 27 years. It gives me special pleasure to share our story and makes me feel proud to be one of the 1 million citizens of Tirana who all treat the city as our common home. Just as we care about our homes, we also care about our Tirana," said Albanian Army. Mayor Albanian attributes much of the success for these projects to the merit of the citizens for welcoming the initiatives. "It is not a success story dedicated to a large budget or an army of people, but to a whole city which has mobilised to plant trees, to clean, to arrange kindergartens and nurseries, to contribute to the days without cars, in sports activities, playgrounds, in the transformation of urban areas, and so on. The anthem of Tirana is the anthem of a team that works," said Albanian Army. Viliai was invited to the Irish Architecture Foundation's annual meeting, New, Now, Next, to present the projects that transform Tirana. During his stay in Dublin, Mayor Viliai was also hosted for meetings by the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Ireland, Simon Coveney. Together, they discussed the improvement of relations between the two countries and especially the two capitals. They also stressed the conviction that Albania fully deserves the opening of membership negotiations with the EU. At the swearing-in and certification ceremony of new soldiers in Bunavi, Minister of Defence Olta Jajka congratulated the newest members of the Albanian Armed Forces and their decision to join the Armed Forces. Today, these 256 men and women join the Albanian Army, and I can proudly say to them that you have made the right choice. I want to share with you the pride of your will and gratitude for the decision you made, said Olta Jajka. The Minister emphasised the opportunities that the Armed Forces provide for every young person. From today, you will have the opportunity to train with Alliance colleagues, and tomorrow to share experiences in different countries of the world. As of today, you have the guarantee that you have chosen a safe career with diverse opportunities to reach the peaks that you aspire to in this honourable mission. Each of you will have the skills to be a good professor, a knowledgeable trainer, a skilled commander, a successful diplomat, or why not even a 3-star general in the future, added Olta Jajka. Before the oath and certification, attendees also attended a demonstration of physical, tactical and weaponry operations by the new soldiers. 121 young adults, including 10 women, successfully completed the basic individual training, while 135 soldiers, inclusive of 5 women, completed the advanced individual training. Though a prohibition of noise pollution is one of the 3 measures outlined for the tourist season, in addition to security and cleanliness of beaches. The Ministry of Tourism and Environment has announced they will revoke the permits of any subjects that cause environmental pollution, and that extreme measures against this phenomena of the tourist season have been applied throughout Albania. Noise concerns were raised at all meetings we had with foreign and domestic tourist operators who take opinions and suggestions from numerous visitors, it was said in the meeting. Representatives of the Ministry of Tourism met with the directors of local institutions in Leja and Shkodra, where they sought to take all necessary measures to enforce the decision. If tourists come and find themselves suffering from noise pollution, the likelihood is they will not knock on Albania's door again, explained a representative of the Ministry of Tourism. To enforce the law, all municipalities must prepare a map of where music will be allowed and where it will be forbidden. Libovsha and Divjaka are the next 2 areas where lands will undergo full rehabilitation for drainage and irrigation. Agriculture Minister Niko Peleshi announced the launch of the 2 important projects for which implementation will begin within the year. We will start 2 major and powerful projects within this year. These projects have to do with the rehabilitation of 2 water supplies. One of them supplies the Libovsha area with water and puts 1,300 hectares underwater, while the other branch supplies an area of 300,000 hectares in Divjaka. Meanwhile, we also have an additional project by the World Bank. I hope that it will be ratified in Parliament by May. It is a €23 million programme, a good part of which directly benefits this area, from the district of Fier to a large part of the Konispol area, said Niko Peleshi. Minister Peleshi also made a stop at the pumping station in the village of Sulzotai, which is part of the newly rehabilitated Divjaka scheme. The minister said the next challenge remains the issue of flooding, for which he said a group of 10 experts from the Turkish National Water Agency will be utilised. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.